Alright guys, welcome back to the FC24 Brighton Career Mode, possibly the finale of the Brighton Career Mode, depending on what happens in this episode. So as you guys know, there are 4 games remaining in the Premier League this season. We are currently sitting in 6th place on 59 points, but as you can see, the race for the top 4 and for the Premier League title is very, very tight going into the final 4 or 5 games this season, depending on which team is playing. Arsenal and Chelsea both sit on 62 points in 3rd and 4th place, and then Manchester City, ourselves, and Aston Villa all sit on 59 points in 5th, 6th, and 7th place. So it's getting very, very interesting, and we are coming down to the wire here at the end of the season. Even Manchester United in 2nd place is only on 65 points, only 6 points ahead of us in 6th place, so anything is possible. Newcastle at the top of the table obviously have a game in hand, so they will more than likely find themselves winning this trophy this season in the Premier League. And our first game of this episode is going to be against Aston Villa, who are sitting in 7th place. We are level on points with them. Luckily for us, the final 3 games of this episode are going to be against Bournemouth, Brentford, and Norwich, which are going to be a little bit easier opponents, I would say, compared to the opponents we have played in recent times. Brentford sitting in 14th, Bournemouth in 18th, and Norwich in 19th. And if we don't make it into the top 4 by the end of this season, we will likely end this career mode and move on to another one. So hopefully we make it into the top 4, and hopefully we have another season of this Brighton career mode here on FC24. And we are going to be looking for a couple of very key players to hopefully spring us into that top 4 range and hopefully get us into Champions League football next season. And that's going to be Emile Smith-Rowe, who has 31 goal contributions in 41 games played this season, as well as Benjamin Sesko, who has 14 goals and an assist in the 14 games that he has played with us since we brought him in the January transfer window. He has been an incredible signing and an incredible replacement for Evan Ferguson, who was a fantastic player himself. We also brought in Pedro Neto at the beginning of the season to be a replacement for Kaoru Mitoma, and he has played pretty well, not exactly up to Matoma's standards, but pretty close. And he has 20 goal contributions through 35 games and has played absolutely fantastic. I've enjoyed using him. And then we have João Pedro, our backup striker, 9 goals, 7 assists, 26 appearances. A lot of those have been off the bench. He has been an absolutely fantastic role player. And then we've got several other players as well that have been contributing throughout the season as well. So we are now to match day, so let's go ahead and get into this game. This is the lineup that Villa are going to be going with. Jonathan David and Ollie Watkins up top is absolutely terrifying, especially with Jacob Ramsey and Diaby outside of them. Fantastic defense as well, a great goalkeeper. Let's go ahead and look at the lineup that we are going to be going with in this game. We have some tired legs for sure, but honestly at this point we cannot afford to replace any of our main starting 11 players. So this is the lineup that we're going to go with. Let's get into this game and let's try to get 3 points over Villa. All right, Aston Villa are the first team to find themselves in the opponent's box. A very scrappy start to this game. Ollie Watkins takes a shot. That one is at Verbruggen, and it is collected. Adingra down on this left side. Do we have Benjamin Sesko in the middle? Probably should have gone for a cross there. There's a bad pass in the middle of the box. The ball ends up in Emile Smith-Rowe's lap, and he takes the shot. What an insane goal that we just scored there. What is Aston Villa doing? I mean, seriously, I think that was Matty Cash. Just passed it directly to Emile Smith-Rowe right in the middle of the box. I mean, he had very little to do there and just found the back of the net, and we take a 1-0 lead after 12 minutes. A turnover in midfield could prove costly. Jacob Ramsey going for a shot. Luckily for us, Verbruggen is able to get down to his right and get to that one. Fabricio Diaz turned it over in midfield in a very dangerous area. This cross is going to be sent in. Veltman is able to clear it away momentarily, but right at Jacob Ramsey. We're going to get a tackle in with Veltman, and that was a terrible pass. Ramsey with the ball yet again, trying to make sure they can't find that cutback pass. Lewis Dunk does well to get that one away. Adingra finds a pass into Dahoud. Dahoud's going to look for a pass. Can't find Sesko. Finds him this time. We're going to go for a shot. That ball is deflected away. Emile Smith-Rowe is almost able to get on the into it, but looks like Aston Villa may be on the counterattack. Diaby with a pass inside to Jacob Ramsey. Jacob Ramsey goes for a shot. I don't know if that one was saved. I couldn't exactly tell. Let's look at the replay real quick. Jacob Ramsey, oof, just wide of the post. And the referee is going to blow his whistle there. He does not give us the opportunity to go forward. Not a lot happening in that first half. Very back and forth between the two clubs. Let's look at the match facts and see. Yeah, there's only 3 shots between each club, so definitely more work to do in the second half, but we're very happy to have a 1-0 lead. Douglas Luiz finds a pass to Matty Cash. Matty Cash over here to Diaby. Diaby with a heavy touch. Kirkes does well to intercept that one momentarily. Douglas Luiz gets it right back, though. They find a pass inside to Jonathan David. Igor is going to go in for a challenge, not get the ball. Douglas Luiz on the edge of the box, going for a shot. We can't get it away. Verbruggen has to make a save on that shot from Jonathan David, but it is just going to be a Villa corner. Villa swinging this corner in. Dahoud knocks it away momentarily. Diaby with the ball now. Very dangerous player. That could very easily be a penalty, and I think it's going to be called one. I mean, we have had such bad luck with penalties lately. I'm pretty sure this is just a tackle. I don't think he tackled the guy at all. I think it was just ball. But that's going to be a penalty. Jonathan David stepping up. We're going to go right on this one. They go left, and that is a 1-1 game. Level here after 52 minutes against Aston Villa. Villa passing around the box nicely. Tielemans here, passing it down to Jacob Ramsey. We're going to hold him off momentarily. Alex Moreno now with the ball. They're doing well to keep this one alive. Neto with the ball. Going to knock that one off of Watkins. That is going to be a throw-in for us. Emil Smith-Rowe with a fantastic pass out here to Pedro Neto. I don't like our options just now, but we're going to pass this one inside to Sesko, who's just going to keep going. Going to shoot it with his left foot. Unfortunately, Martinez does well to get to that one. And we're going to swing this one in, looking for our giant. We don't find him. We find Igor, who hits the crossbar. That one's going to land at Veltman's feet and knock down to Igor, but unfortunately, it looks like they're going to get away. And unfortunately, we are forced into a substitution. Our three front men are just too tired. Neto, Smith-Rowe, and Sesko all coming off. And Ciso, Buonanotte, and João Pedro coming on. Hopefully, they can make a difference. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game. Jacob Ramsey finds the overlapping run from Alex Moreno down this wing. Lewis Dunk out here to cover. Not exactly who we want out there. Not exactly in a great position to cover. Zinchenko with the ball on the edge of the box. Going to take a shot. Jonathan David ends up with it. We're trying to keep pressure on him. He gets a shot away. Verbruggen knocks it away. They still have the ball. Taremi inside to Jacob Ramsey. And into the back of the net. And that is a 2-1 lead for Villa after 78 minutes. Zinchenko with a fantastic pass out here to Taremi. Jonathan David with a shot. Verbruggen gets down to his right. I mean, he should very easily be able to catch that ball. But unfortunately, he just knocks it away. It looks like Adingra is nursing an injury as well. Probably a shoulder injury based off of what he's holding. But does well to get that tackle in there. And we're going to knock that ball off of Tielemans for a goal kick. Dahoud finds a pass into Enciso. Enciso finds João Pedro. João Pedro is able to get past his defender. We're going to go for a shot here. And we're going to level this game at 2 with about 5 minutes left in this game. And now Matty Cash pushing down this right wing. Does he have an option to cross it into? He's not going to go for a cross just yet. Is able to hold off Kirkes, though. I mean, I don't know how he couldn't get a tackle in there, but Verbruggen knocks it out for another corner for Aston Villa here. They're going to take this one long. They're not going to go short. Buonanotte is there. He knocks it up. Not exactly the greatest clearance. That one is a little bit better, but unfortunately, it is right at a Villa man. We're going to tackle that one with Igor, and somehow we're able to get away as well. And Adingra finds João Pedro. João Pedro returns the favor to Adingra. The referee could blow his whistle here, but doesn't. We're just going to keep going. We got to look for a cutback pass. We don't find one, and unfortunately, Martinez is able to collect that ball, and this game ends in a 2-2 draw. And that draw, unfortunately, is going to make it very, very difficult for us to get into the top 4. Chelsea have a 5-point lead on us with only 3 points remaining, and they are sitting in 4th place. And Arsenal have 4 games remaining and sitting on 65 points, so it's going to be very, very difficult. But luckily for us, we do have 3 very, very winnable games. If we do not get into the top 4, please leave a comment down below to say whether you want me to continue this career mode if we get into the Europa League, or if we want to go ahead and start a new career mode. The new career mode that I'm thinking of doing, if this one ends, is an AC Milan career mode, but I would also be intrigued by some of the suggestions you guys may leave, so please be sure to leave a comment down below. Up next is a game against Bournemouth, and this is the lineup they're going to be going with. Definitely a decent lineup, but one that we should be able to handle. We are going to go with our strongest 11 in this game, besides our center back position. We're going to give Bornau and Diomande some game time, as well as Barco in the back line. But let's go ahead and get into this game. Kirkes sends Bino Gittins down this left side. We don't have any options to cross it into just yet. We're going to look for Benjamin Sesko now inside. He's going to go for a shot, and he's going to find the back of the net. Benjamin Sesko, another goal for our 6'4" giant. 11 goals in 13 games for him in the league is an absolutely incredible goal-scoring record. But we need to keep in mind that Bournemouth have a lot to play for in this game as well. They are near the relegation zone. If not, they are in the relegation zone, so they have a lot to play for in this game as well as us while we're fighting for top 4. Smith-Rowe finds a pass to Andy Diouf. Andy Diouf looking down this left side. Jamie Bino Gittins has been dangerous so far in this game. Makes a nice turn inside, goes for a shot, and finds the back of the net again. And that is going to be a second goal for us after only 11 minutes. This time I want to look at that replay. Nice turn inside. The Bournemouth defender overran it. A couple of guys in the way. Very, very hard for the goalkeeper to see that one. And he finds the top right corner. 2-0 after 13 minutes. Bournemouth got a shot from the edge of the box. Verbruggen did have to get down to his left to make that save, but we will be able to clear it away. Mauricio Diaz looking inside for Neto. Neto waiting for the overlapping run of Adingra, but finds Benjamin Sesko in the middle of the box. We're going to go for a shot, and we're going to find the back of the net for a third goal after just 20 minutes here in this game against Bournemouth. Pedro Neto with a nice pass inside to Sesko. Sesko's going to get this one out to Smith Rowe. Sesko's looking for a pass to Neto, but unfortunately, Bournemouth did well to knock that one away. We were looking for our 4th goal in only 30 minutes. Fabricio Diaz finds Pedro Neto out on this right side. He has too much pace for Luca Netz on this left side. We're going to cut this one back in. Look for a little bit heavy touch there. Looking for Smith Rowe, who finds Bino Gittins, who's going to try to find the back of the net. Unfortunately, we are going to be called for either a handball or for offside, so it's going to be a goal kick for them. A bad pass by the keeper. Smith Rowe with the pass from Pedro Neto. Didn't like our touch there. Andy Diouf, or Fabricio Diaz, is almost going to come in from midfield to score that one. Benjamin Sesko ends up with the ball in midfield, finds a pass to Bino Gittins. Bino Gittins is going to find Pedro Neto, who takes way too long to get a shot away on that one. Shoots it with his right foot and basically does a 180 and shoots that one in. So we're already up 4-0 against Bournemouth at half. We might simulate the rest of this game till the very end. Not the greatest effort from Pedro Neto there. Bino Gittins with a nice pass over there. Neto just couldn't slow down fast enough, but somehow with his body facing nearly away from the goal, he turns around and shoots it with his right foot into the back of the net, so we'll take it. And the referee is going to blow his whistle right there. That is going to be halftime. We take a 4-0 lead into half. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and simulate the rest of this game to the very end. Really no reason for us to play the rest of this one because we have already dominated this game. And this scoreline ends up in a 6-0 game in favor of Brighton and Hove Albion. Benjamin Sesko scores in the second half, as well as Emile Smith Rowe. That is going to be a hat trick for Benjamin Sesko. One from Bino Gittins, one from Neto, and one from Smith Rowe. Yeah, when you see player ratings that look like this on the left side, and then when you see them that look like that on the right side, you know you had a pretty good game. And unfortunately, after that game, Sebastian Bornau is just not happy at the club. He has asked for a transfer request, so we will be getting rid of him if this career mode continues in the next season. And that win makes things very, very interesting for the rest of the season. As you can see, we're only behind Chelsea in 4th place by 2 points. They lost to Everton 4-2 on May the 10th, like we on the same day that we beat Bournemouth 6-0. And then looking ahead through the rest of the schedule, they play Liverpool for their second to last game, and then they play Arsenal for their last game on the last day of the season. So they've got 2 very, very tough games where they could easily drop points. And obviously with us playing Norwich and Brentford, we are in a prime position to get 6 points from these final 2 games. Brentford sitting in 14th on 38 points, and Norwich on 32 points sitting in 18th as of right now. We did already get a transfer offer for Sebastian Bornau after he submitted that transfer request. Manchester United coming in for him for $21.9 million. We are going to reject that for now. Once the summer transfer window rolls around, we will consider letting him go, but for right now, we are not going to make any moves. And now Newcastle coming in for him as well, but we only have one more day until our game against Brentford, so we're going to go ahead and advance to that Sunday game and see what the standings are looking like as of right now. We are now sitting down in 7th place, so things have taken a drastic turn, but obviously some of the teams behind us did play their games in hand, but now it's looking like we are going to have a very, very tough time getting into that 4th place spot, with Manchester City now sitting on 68 points through 37 games. We're 5 points behind them, but as long as we win our last 2 games, we're going to give ourselves a chance. So we need to go into this game and get a win. All right, this is the lineup that Brentford are going to be going with in this game. It looks like they might have a couple of rotated players in there, but let's go ahead and take a look at our lineup. We are going to be going with the same 11, except for we are now switching Igor, Dunk, and Veltman back into the team. Earlier this year, we beat Brentford in our second game of the season 2-1, so let's go to the G-Tech Community Stadium and let's do the same thing. Pedro Neto pushing down the right side, is able to get past the defenders. I don't like our options there. I see someone towards the back post. That cross was right at Benjamin Sesko, unfortunately, knocks off of him. And they could be away. De Silva looking inside for Murphy. Murphy now looking inside for Maximiliano Gomez, I believe is his name. Maxi G. And he takes a shot right at Verbruggen. Veltman looking over the top for Pedro Neto. We're going to take this one inside early. We're going to look for a pass in here to Benjamin Sesko. He tries to take a touch. The ball ends up in his feet. We're going to take a shot, and we're going to find the left side of the net. And we're going to take a 1-0 lead early on in this game. The ball was bouncing around there, and we were lucky to get a tackle in, but we get that ball past David Raya for our first goal of the game. If Benjamin Sesko would have been playing for us for the entire season, he might have scored the Premier League record for goals in a season. He has got 14 through 14 games as of right now. Jamie Bino Gittins finds the overlapping run from Kirkes. Kirkes is going to swing in across. I was hoping Sesko was going to be able to get to it. Smith Rowe not able to get to that header. Fabricio Diaz knocks that down to Smith Rowe, though. We're going to look for a pass back inside. We're not able to get the pass off, but Alvarez knocks that out for a Brighton corner. And we're going to swing this corner in, looking for Sesko in the middle of the box. We find him, but unfortunately that ball goes over the bar and out for a goal kick. Murphy inside to Alvarez. Alvarez back to De Silva. We need to take control of a better defender than the one we have. De Silva inside to Janelt. Janelt inside to Jensen. Jensen out here to Shade. Shade going to try to find a pass inside. Lewis Dunk intercepts that one. Jamie Bino Gittins switches the play out here to Neto. Neto looking for Smith Rowe, who's going to look over the top for Neto. We're going to be able to bring this one down. I don't like our options, though. We're going to swing this one into Andy Diouf, who's going to take a shot. Raya makes the save, palms it away. It's looking like they're going to clear this one out. And the referee is going to blow his whistle for halftime right there. We take a 1-0 lead in the half. Not exactly a comfortable situation that we're in, but we are at least in the lead. Sesko wins the ball off of the defender. I'm not sure what was going on there and why he took a touch like that. Benjamin Sesko's going to shoot this one into the right side of the net. That is now 15 goals in 14 games in the league this season. Yeah, I'm not sure what even happened in midfield there. I'm not sure what the defender was doing. Sesko went for the tackle, somehow got it, and David Raya is unable to save that one. A great shot from Sesko there, and we take a 2-0 lead, and we are now sitting in a much more comfortable position. Pedro Neto with a fantastic pass over here, looking for Bino Gittins, unable to get to it. Alvarez tries to pass that one back inside. We're putting pressure on them, trying to force a turnover. David Raya is going to kick this one away, though. We get fouled in a very, very dangerous area. We're going to try to send this ball in with Fabricio Diaz, looking for someone towards the back post. Sesko going to be there. Can we get Sesko to it? We can't. Unfortunately, they cleared that one away. Jensen with a pass into Maxi G. Dunk gets back to make a tackle, but we pass the ball right to them. Don't know what that was. Maxi G takes a shot. Verbruggen is there to collect that one. Andy Diouf pushing forward. Can we find a pass to Benjamin Sesko? We can. And can we find the back of the net? We can't. Not his best effort there, but we still have a 2-0 lead here after about 80 minutes. But I wish that one would have gone in. A hat trick for Benjamin Sesko. 2 games in a row would have been absolutely fantastic. Shade pushing down this left side. Gets around Veltman. Can we get back to block that shot? We're going to try to. Maxi G takes a shot. Lewis Dunk gets in the way of it. Smith Rowe tries to head it away. Verbruggen has to knock that one out for a corner for Brentford, though. And here in the 87th minute, we are going to make at least a couple of substitutions to bring on some fresh legs. Not that it's going to matter too much. We should be able to hold on to the lead for the final 2 minutes. They're actually going to bring Raya up for this one. We're going to make sure that João Pedro is out a little bit. Diamande clears that one out. Pedro knocks that one up to Pedro Neto. Can we get around this defender, and can we get a shot away into the back of the net? We are certainly going to try to. Pedro Neto taking a shot from the edge of the box, and that one hits the crossbar. What an effort that was. I mean, obviously it's not going to matter, but man, I wish that went into the back of the net. Brentford get a free kick here, almost at the end of extra time. We're going to try to get a tackle in. They're going to pass it backwards. The referee's going to blow his whistle. That will be full time. We come away with a 2-0 win. Should have easily been 3-0. I can't believe we didn't score that last one, but we at least come away from this game with a smile. Unfortunately, though, I don't know if we're going to be able to say the same once we see the league standings, but let's go ahead and go check those out. After that game, we got notification that a couple of youth players are unsettled and they want to be into the team, so we are going to sign up Stanley Wilson. He was one of them, the 63 rated center back as of right now. And then Benjamin North was the other one, a 60 overall goalkeeper, 18 years old. We're never going to end up using him, so I'm going to go ahead and release him. And now we're going to go check out the standings and see where we're at. We have simulated a few days past our game, and we are currently sitting in 5th place on 66 points. Aston Villa is still level with us on 66 as well, and we do have the opportunity to get top 4. Manchester City only 2 points in front of us, and Manchester United only 3 points in front of us. Depending on the results of the final day, we could possibly get into the top 4. Man United play Newcastle. Let's see, Manchester City play Fulham, who are in 11th place, not having a bad season, so anything is possible in this final day, and seeing this 2-point difference between us and Manchester City is really making me think about the loss we suffered to them in last episode, where we gave up 2 goals in the final 10 minutes to lose that game 3-2. Evan Ferguson scoring one of those goals against us. But unfortunately, we can't do anything about the past. We can only worry about the future. We have a game, last game of the season, up against Norwich. Let's go ahead and simulate to Sunday, to the final game of the season. Norwich are currently sitting in 18th place, though, on 33 points, and they had the opportunity to go above Crystal Palace to stay in the Premier League this season, so they are going to be playing for just as much as we are in this upcoming game. Let's go ahead and get into it. The pre-match report, Norwich are going with this lineup, Akpan and Van Buren up top. I'm not familiar with very many of these players at all, but let's go ahead and look at our lineup. We are going to be starting Pascal Gross and Veltman in this game because this is their final game for Brighton and their final game in their careers. They are both retiring at the end of the season, and this will be their last game. So we're going to give both of them the start in this episode, or in this game, in the final game of the episode. And we're also going to give Adingra the start out on that left mid position. So let's go ahead and get into this game. This could make or break this Brighton career mode. All right, final kickoff of the season. Will this be the final kickoff of the Brighton career mode? Hopefully not. I've been enjoying this career mode a lot. So let's go ahead and get into this rest of this game, and let's try to get 3 points. Neto inside to Sesko. Sesko sees the overlapping run of Andy Diouf. Andy Diouf's going to go for the shot. Gunn makes the save. That will be out for a Brighton corner after 5 minutes. Pedro Neto swinging this one in. Doesn't look like we're going to find anybody. The clearance by Nunez there was not great. Adingra looking for... We find Lewis Dunk on the edge of the box. That's not who we want. Pedro Neto, though, now with the ball. Looking for Andy Diouf in the middle. I saw the effort. Pascal Gross going for a worldie on his final game. Not very close to the back of the net at all. Some nice passing over here on the left side. Smith Rowe looks out here for Kirkez. Kirkez going to keep going through the middle. I see Benjamin Sesko. Can we get the ball to him? A little bit of a heavy touch. The defender gets to it. Kirkez ends up with the ball. We take a shot there. Adingra, I think, was offsides. And unfortunately, in that situation, we just could not find the back of the net. Kirkez should have easily found the back of the net there, but couldn't get the ball around the defenders, and Adingra was offsides. Don't like our options as of right now. Going to look back inside, looking for Smith Rowe. Not a bad place to take a shot. We take a shot. That one hits the outside of the post and is out for a goal kick for Norwich. Norwich pushing down here on this left side. Lewis Dunk having to get out here. Veltman is way out of position. They pass it back. Sarah inside. Igor is able to get his head to it, and we're able to get away. Smith Rowe out here to Neto. Neto has room to run out on this right side. I see Benjamin Sesko. We're going to go for an early cross. Try to bring that one down with him. He couldn't get to it. Pascal Gross ends up with the ball. Emile Smith Rowe going to have to look back here. Finds Andy Diouf. Andy Diouf going for a shot. Gunn able to make the save on that one. We're going to swing this one in. Looking for Emile Smith Rowe. He was on the edge of the box. If he would have been in front of that defender, would have been very nice, but they clear it away. Sesko inside to Pedro Neto, who takes a nice touch. Could we have sweated that across goal to Smith Rowe? We probably could have. That one's out for another corner. Smith Rowe swinging this one in. Looking towards more of the back post. Igor gets to it. Not a bad effort, but not into the back of the net. And the referee is going to blow his whistle for halftime there. I thought we were going to find Smith Rowe to Pedro Neto there and be on the break, but 0-0 at half. Norwich are keeping in this game to potentially stay up in the league, and they're keeping us out of the top 4 right now. Pedro Neto looking inside for Benjamin Sesko. He's going to see the run of Andy Diouf. Going to go for a shot. That one's off the post and off the keeper and into the back of the net. And we take a 1-0 lead right after halftime. We will take a lucky goal any day of the week. Benjamin Sesko with a pass here to Andy Diouf. An excellent shot. Off the post again. The keeper just can't handle the ball, I guess, and knocks that one back into the goal. We are very, very lucky that ends up in the back of the net. I mean, what a blunder that is by the goalkeeper Gunn there. We will take a 1-0 lead. We don't care. Pedro Neto inside to Pascal Gross, and Neto's going to keep going on that run. We're going to look for him now. We're going to look inside early for Sesko. He's going to look for Emile Smith Rowe, and Smith Rowe is going to put that one into the back of the net. 2 goals in less than 10 minutes after the second half has started, and we are now finally taking control of this game. And that is Smith Rowe's 17th goal in 37 games this season. He's basically been playing as a second striker, one of our best players in this team. Andy Diouf on the edge of the box here. We're going to go for a fantastic shot into the back of the net. That is our 3rd goal of the game, and we are now up 3-0 after 56 minutes. What an insane shot from Andy Diouf. That's one of the best goals we've scored in this entire career mode from the edge of the box, not even in the edge of the box, a little bit further. And as you can see, the crowd are going absolutely wild for that one. Andy Diouf, that is his first goal of the season as well. What a time to score it, and what a goal, and what a way to score it as well. As you can see in the top right now, we get a score update. Aston Villa are up 1-0 on Leicester. It's looking like that is the only update we have so far. We're almost going to give up a goal here, but we are going to be able to get away. Hopefully some more updates pop up. Adingra with an insane tackle. Sesko's going to end up with the ball. We're going to keep pushing forward down this left side. He gets tackled. He's a little bit too slow right there, but that's going to be knocked out for a corner. And before this corner is going to be taken, we're going to make a substitution. Benjamin Sesko and Simon Adingra are finishing their seasons here, and we're going to bring on Jamie Bino Gittins and João Pedro to finish out the rest of this game in the last 25 minutes. Neto swinging in this corner. Igor able to get his head to it. Unfortunately, going to be way over the bar. Not a great effort. A goal kick. And now Norwich are on a break. 89 minutes gone. They could find themselves getting a goal here. Lewis Dunk gets back well. I don't like where we're at here. We're just going to clear that one out. And with only 3 minutes left in this game, we are going to make some substitutions. And Pascal Gross and Joel Veltman are going to be coming off. They are going to be ending their careers here at Brighton Hove Albion. And they are going to be ending it in style with a 3-0 win over Norwich. We appreciate their efforts, but they are officially retired now after this game. Van Buren is going to swing that one in, or they're going to swing that corner in, or the throw in, and that is going to be cleared away. João Pedro out here to Kirkez. Kirkez, we're just going to run with him as far as we can. I see someone towards the back post. Pedro Neto, he's going to be able to bring that one down. We're going to look for a pass. Can't find anybody. Diamande inside to Diaz. Diaz inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe into the back of the net. 4-0 over Norwich after 5 minutes of added time. Unfortunately for us, or unfortunately for Norwich, they just could not handle this game today, and they could not handle the pressure of being in the relegation zone, so I think they have officially been relegated. And right off the kickoff, the referee is going to blow his whistle. That is a win. That is 3 points. I don't know what Man City did in their final game. We're going to have to see that when we get back to the standings. We absolutely dominated the last few games, and I'm not sure what was going on because I was just playing really good. The teams we were playing were also really bad, I guess, but ultimate difficulty seems really easy sometimes, and then other times it seems really difficult. Like today, it seemed really easy, but, you know, a couple of episodes ago, I would have told you it was really hard. So, all right, I've made it back to the menu, and I haven't looked at the standings yet, and I'm very, very nervous to look because I have a feeling that we just didn't get Champions League football next year. But let's go ahead and look in 3, 2, 1. Let's go to the standings. I'm going to click on it, and we finish in 5th place. It looks like Manchester City and Manchester United both win their final game. Man United 2-1 over full. Actually, that's not the right score. Let me scroll down on the right over here. But as you can see, Newcastle end up winning the league in the second season of this career mode. That is absolutely incredible for them. Manchester United, though, beat them 3-1 on the final day. If Manchester United would have lost their game, we likely would have been above them on goal difference. So Newcastle couldn't come through for us on the final day. I guess they didn't really have much to play for. They had already clinched the Premier League title. And Manchester City beat Fulham 4-0, just like we did against Norwich. So Manchester City end up in the top 4 with United, Arsenal, and Newcastle, and we finish in 5th place. And that just really makes you go back to that Manchester City game in the last episode where we lost 3-2. Evan Ferguson scored, and then we gave away a penalty right after that. If we wouldn't have done those two things, we would have been in the top 4 and Manchester City would have been in 5th place. Let's go ahead and take a look at the top scorers and the leaders in the Premier League in assists and clean sheets. Erling Haaland was in first place by a long shot over second place in scoring, but Emile Smith-Rowe finished in 4th place, 18 goals in 37 games. Absolutely fantastic season. Benjamin Sesko made his way into 10th place in scoring in the Premier League, only playing 15 games, so an incredible season from him. If he would have played for us the entire season, he might have won the Premier League Golden Boot. So a pretty good season from 3 scorers there. And then as far as assists goes, Smith-Rowe with 12 and Pedro Neto right behind him with 11. So Smith-Rowe does lead the league in assists. We also have Andy Diouf up there with 9 assists. And I think that is going to be it for our list. Yeah, for our players on that list. But then when we go over to clean sheets, Verbruggen, 14 clean sheets in 38 games is absolutely fantastic. 2 more than Aaron Ramsdale, who was in 2nd place, and 5 more over Emi Martinez with 9. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings in the Champions League, Europa League, and things like that. And then in the FA Cup as well. Let's go ahead and look at everything. In the FA Cup, the final is yet to be played. Liverpool and Wolves are still to play that one. And then in the Carabao Cup, of course, we lost the final to Liverpool. Unfortunately, we could not bring home a trophy. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the Premier League standings one more time. Newcastle, of course, won. Arsenal, United, and City in 4th. We're in 5th. Villa, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Spurs finishing out the top 10 with Nottingham Forest. And then this is how the bottom of the table shaped up as well. Norwich, Bournemouth, and Leicester City going back down to the championship. Let's go ahead and take a look at the championship and see who is going to be coming up next season. As of right now, Leeds and Wolves finish out the season with the most points, so they are automatically promoted. Blackburn, West Brom, Luton, and Sheffield fighting it out for that final spot to come up. And then let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other leagues as well while we're here. We might as well. In Ligue 1, in France, PSG win that one by a long shot over Marseille. And then in the Bundesliga, Leverkusen actually finished in first place over Bayern, and then Dortmund in third. In Serie A, it looks like AC Milan win over Juventus, Napoli, and Inter Milan in fourth place. In the Eredivisie in Netherlands, PSV, Feyenoord, Ajax, and AZ are the top four, so Ajax getting in third place. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Scottish League. Celtic and Rangers at the top, no surprise there. In La Liga, it looks like Real Madrid get first place over Barcelona and Atletico in third place. It looks like we have completed an objective, the long-term objective of financial. It looks like we completed actually every objective that was on our list, so we did well there. Our manager rating reflects that. We are still in good standing, and of course, we at least have a Europa League spot. I did see something interesting, though, that could keep us in this career mode as a Champions League team. But we are going to keep simulating till the 7th, and that is when the Champions League final is going to be played. We are now going to go check out the Champions League final winner and the Europa League final winner. So in the Champions League, it looks like Bayern Munich beat Barcelona 3-2 in the final. And that interesting thing that I saw was in the Europa League, Manchester United actually beat Juventus and win 4-2 on penalties. And I think that if they win the Europa League, that gives them automatic qualification for the Champions League. So we could have Champions League football next year. I don't know if that's how that works, but I think it might be. So if that is how it works, it could be very interesting. Before we simulate to next season, though, we are going to take a look at the squad stats one final time. These are the stats that the squad ended up with at the end of the season. Emil Smith-Rowe, by far our best goal contributor. 35 goal contributions, 21 goals, 14 assists in 45 games. An absolutely incredible player, playing that cam position, but basically being a second striker. Benjamin Sesko came into the team and absolutely rocked it. 19 goals and 2 assists in 18 games. If we play another season, he could easily get 40 goals. Pedro Neto with a very, very solid season as well. 11 goals, 11 assists in 39 games, in 34 games in the league. He got all those in the league, so 22 goal contributions in 34 games in the league. We couldn't ask for much more from our starting right midfielder. João Pedro, our backup striker for pretty much the entire season, mostly came off the bench in a lot of games. 10 goals and 8 assists, absolutely fantastic backup striker. And he's already grown to a 78 overall, so he could be looking to leave next season as well. Jamie Bino Gittins came in and did a job. Not exactly the most prolific player on the pitch, but definitely a solid player, as well as Adingra. They've had very, very similar stats out on that left side. Whenever we started one player, we would usually bring the other one on as a sub, so I imagine they got very, very similar play time. Pascal Gross with 3 goals and 3 assists this season, 29 games played. He is regressing quite a bit, but it's not going to matter because, as you can see, he has retired or decided to retire at the end of the season. So it was absolutely fantastic having him in the team, but we are going to need to look for a new midfielder if we are to continue this career mode. Mahmoud Dahoud played decently well, 2 goals, 4 assists. Not a bad season by any stretch of imagination, but just not a great player in my opinion. I didn't really necessarily enjoy him in any facet of the game, so since he is aging, we might be looking to move him on as well. I thought Buonanotte played well in the games that he got to play in, and then I thought Andy Diouf was an excellent signing for sure. He definitely overtook Mahmoud Dahoud in that midfield. And Fabricio Diaz ended up playing 20 games, only got 1 goal and 2 assists, so not exactly the greatest statistics for a midfielder, and now I will scroll through the loan players that we have out on loan. Ed Turns up 1, Sima up 1, Jensen Weir up 2 to a 71 overall, looking better. Carlos Baleba up 3 to a 75 overall. He will be a player that we end up using in this team if we continue going forward. And Lenny Jansen, a right winger on loan to Empoli on a 2-year loan. This is only his first year, up to a 75 overall. So he could definitely be a player that we bring back into the squad and get some game time with. Van Heck up 1 on his loan to Galatasaray. Ayari up to a 69 overall. Hinshawood up to a 64. Beadle up to a 71. He's looking like a solid goalie. Ribeiro up to a 69. I was hoping to see more from him. Kozlowski up to a 75 overall, and Mazzillo up to a 72 overall, and that rounds it out for the players that we have out on loan. And then I will quickly scroll through the stats for the rest of the players, mostly defenders down here, and so that you can see that all of their stats that they have. Most of them only have clean sheet stats. A few of them have assists. Kirk has got an assist. Dunk got 2. Veltman with 1. And Verbruggen with 14 clean sheets. And yeah, so that is going to do it for this season. We end up in 5th place in the Premier League. As far as Brighton are concerned, I would say that is an excellent season, but it could mean that we only have Europa League football next year. We're going to go ahead and simulate to the next season, and I will see if we are in the Champions League or not. All right, and we have now made it to the next season. As you can see, Leeds, Luton, and Wolves have made it back up into the Premier League. When you go over the Champions League tab, though, unfortunately, you can't check to see if you are actually in the Champions League as of right now because they are in the qualifying round. So I went and checked our objectives, and it says that we are in the UEFA Europa League in our Continental Success objective. So unfortunately, we are in the Europa League, and that means that we are not going to be in the Champions League for our 3rd season at Brighton. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up this screen for our managerial career here at Brighton. I'm going to need your guys' help to let me know whether you think we should continue this career mode here at Brighton in the Europa League for our 3rd season, or if you think that we should go ahead and go on to another career mode. I'm thinking an AC Milan career mode would be a really fun one to do, and one that we could do in a couple of seasons. But if that is not something that would be interesting to you guys, let me know what teams you think I should do in my next career mode. I would also be very, very interested in a career mode starting in the Championship, or maybe even lower than that, maybe even a create a club career mode. So let me know what you guys think about any of those options. I'm open to anything. I'm all ears. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below about that. And that is going to do it for Season 2 here in the Brighton career mode. If this is the last time we do a career mode episode for Brighton, it was fun while it lasted. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. The support on this career mode was absolutely incredible. If you enjoyed this career mode, and if you're still watching this episode right now, please be sure to hit that like button, and please be sure to hit the subscribe button. This was an awesome career mode. If we continue it, we're going to have a lot more fun, and if we don't, we're still going to have a lot of fun with whatever career mode we decide to do next. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.